me, all the cars have a personality, for want of a better word. They all have a story to tell, which is why I like the historics more than modern cars. And even the way they're constructed, you can slightly get into the minds of the people that made them in period and the way they designed things and the reason they did stuff. And each different mark of car has their own personalities, their own quirks, which makes them all interesting. So, yeah. They're obviously, they're not people, but they do have their own character. The best thing I ever did in terms of my experience was I did a year out between A-levels in a company called Rust and Gas Turbines in Lincolnshire, and they had a very good student program which took you through every aspect of the business. And it was there that I learnt a huge amount of just the practical engineering skills and the various different aspects of the businesses, fabrication, drawing office, stock control. They even had their own foundry there. So that gave me a very good basis. Then the technical side of stuff and the theoretical side was covered obviously in university. But I've always been hands-on right from when I was 5 or 6 years old. Always been fixing my own cars, you know, fettling with anything I can. So it seemed like the sort of natural progression to put all those elements together and actually start working on the cars I love and in the business that, you know, I guess would have been my hobby even if it didn't end up as my business. So. Some of the things that make these jobs challenging are either the time frames that are involved, which tends to revolve around race cars, or the lack of parts availability. So not only are you having to either source parts or manufacture parts. So we did a car which was crashed. It was a mid-60s Elva racing car which was crashed in America at a race series and extensively damaged, and we basically had to make a new chassis and rebuild as many of the original components into the car as possible and repair what we could. And I think the whole time frame was about 3 weeks between the car coming back crashed and going out, testing, ready for the next race meeting. There was a good friend of mine. We had a period when there was only a small team of us. It was before I set up Classic Performance Engineering, and we worked really well together, doing the same stuff, and we were getting through a lot of cars. And the phrase that came out of it was, the guy said to me, he said, "I don't think I've got another rush left in me." And that was, all of us were absolutely, we'd just done everything we could to get all the cars ready and et cetera, and it happened repeatedly, you know, various race meetings, et cetera, and you just get to the point where you think, I just don't have anything left to give, and that's when you need to just, you know, you need to step away for a little while, only a holiday, a quick break, and then usually you're, you know, back up and running again. But yeah, that does happen. I like the racing a lot, so that steered quite a lot of it. But once you get into the people, the cars, and everything that goes on around it, when I describe to, you know, my friends and people who live in our village and stuff like that, what I do for a living, they all think I've got the best job in the world, which I probably have up to a point, but there is quite a lot of it, which is fairly challenging. I want to have a successful business, but more than that, most important thing to me is getting the cars right, and that's always been the driving factor. When you're here late at night and you've still got, the only reason you're here is the car's working, but you know there's a few bits you could make better, but it's going to take you another 2 hours to do it, then you carry on and do the 2 hours because you can't walk away if there's something that could be finished off better. And it's also, I mean, I have had times when, you know, you're absolutely worn out and you're the last one here, the last one on site, there's still work to be done, it's midnight, and then you stand in the middle of the workshop and it's all quiet and you think, actually, this is about the best toy box in the world.